That was actually quite a bit of genius, sir, because when you won the Prizefighter, a manager takes 25%. So when you scoop that £25,000, you're talking about over £6,000 would have been taken out for the manager. So I have to give you a lot of credit there.
Yeah.
But our own Darren Corbett's making a comeback here in a few weeks down south. I know your mind's only on Audley Harrison at the minute, but I think personally Darren's got an eye on you. I think he's eyeing up a big money fight somewhere down the line.
But sure, why wouldn't he?
Absolutely.
You know,
but it could be like North versus West.
I would never. There's no point. What's he going to do? Eat more hamburgers? Is he going to be eating more hamburgers to match up to near 17 stone of muscle?
Well, he was up that weight at one stage.
He's up at that weight there with not training. But when he starts training, he's training properly. Darren's a good fighter, and Darren, respectfully, should go down to the proper weight that he fights at.
Yeah.
And the only reason that Darren would be Andy up is because of my background of being a prize fighter and everything else.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be paying me, and who's you going to get to pay me for the fight to come off?
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Darren has to prove himself
to
himself.
Obviously, yes. He's
rather than and I wish him all the best in his career that he's starting off again, and I hope he does very well. And if I can help him, I'd like to help him. But it's like,
I can't blame him. He's up for big money. It could be a big money spinner down the line, but at the minute, all your focus and concentration is on.
Yeah, well, that's I've heard a few things about it, but it's it's snake and day. Do you know what I mean?
Boxing's thriving here in Ireland at the minute, amateur and pro. Brian Peters, he's done a marvellous job. He's getting most of John Breen's fighters' work. He's doing wonders.
Apart from myself.
Yes. So what's it like to be self-managed then?
It's no different.
How did you get on the Prizefighter?
Well, I got on the Prizefighter because I made a few phone calls, and I dropped the penny with a guy. I dropped the penny with Pat McGee and asked him if there was any fights coming up, just to leave my name. And I'd fight anybody. I was only dropped because they were telling me that there was fighters that were coming up for shows, and 4 days before the fights, the fighters were pulling out. Yes. And there's nobody to step in. He says, well, tell them I'll step in. If it's 4 days, I'll jump in and fight.
Right.
And it just so happened that John McAuley at that time was just on the verge of phoning me. He asked me about I fighting the Prizefighter. And also Scott Balshaw was also offered the chance, which he didn't take, which is probably best that he didn't, because he had knocked out anyway. He had an opportunity, unlike Eamon McAuley from Scotland had an opportunity. I had an opportunity. I had only one fight in a year and a half, and I'd been training. I had only started training again 2 weeks when the Prizefighter opportunity came up, so I took it.
Right.
You know.
Right. And
I put my 7-0 on the line, which you have to do at times. You have to see how far you can. You know, what's the point in being a boxer? One of the things that I like to say, which I think is very, very wrong in boxing. I've got the opportunity to fight Audley Harrison, which I wouldn't disrespect him on. Give him respect. I don't think any boxer should be disrespected in any shape or form. But also the fact that I've got this opportunity with just 10 professional fights to fight Audley Harrison, who was at 23 and he was an Olympic gold medalist. You know, when it comes down to like the Premiership soccer,
yes,
Man United played the bottom of the table.
No,
so it's only right that I think they changed this boxing around. The reason that boxing they think is fun, but I think it's falling apart is because the top ones are staying at the top and they're working around each other.
Yeah.
Bring in the ones and let them let younger ones like myself and let people get that chance to fight big names, because that's where the upsets come in. That's what makes boxing exciting. Because when there's upsets, people want to watch an upset.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that could change boxing.
I just want to bring Terry in here. Terry, is this your first time in Ireland or Belfast?
Oh no, I've been over here about 3 or 4 times.
Right, and Terry, just to let the viewers know, Terry was a world-class light heavyweight, fought for the title. One of my favourite fighters, tremendous puncher.
You're modest.
He's been out of the ring for quite a while, but he's in the process of making a comeback. Tell me, Terry, how's that going?
That's going very well.
How long have you been out?
I've been out, well, you know, it's like I said, I've been out for nearly 5.5 years, went off the rails a bit, got my head together, and from there, spent about 1.5 years in America, sparring with Bernard Hopkins and so forth, and now I've just literally come back to the shores of England, You know, to test myself, I usually spar with like heavyweights, even
Yeah.
though I don't mind giving away the 4 or 5 stones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's going good. It's going good.
And who's looking after you? Are you self-managed or?
No, I'm managed by Glenn Rose from Sheffield.
Oh yeah, I know Glenn. Yeah.
He's a very nice fella, you know, and you know, like Dennis Hobson, who is Dennis Hobson's senior, has literally asked me to do him a favour, so I've come over here to help out, mate,
Right.
and so forth.
Tell us, Terry, it was a British Commonwealth or British and European?
British and European.
British and European
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah.
And did you defend them belts?
I defend them with Dennis Andrews and then against Amana, mate. Dennis Andrews, and then after
I think you retired Dennis Andrews, didn't you?
I retired him,
Yeah.
and then after from there I moved on to the Ukrainian Alexander Gorov, who
good fighter,
David
yeah.
Hayes knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a little bit quicker, but it's like I said, I'm just, you know, and so forth.
And did you do much as an amateur?
I think he's got a better amateur record
Right,
than I have.
yeah.
I went to hit him for it.
Did you ever spar David Hay?
David, no, David, well, he was a little bit below me.
What weight are you coming back at?
Well, I'm doing cruiserweight very easily.
Because the heavyweight division, it's coming to the end now. The likes of Skelton's in his 40s. Danny Williams has been
Skelton, no disrespect to Skelton. Skelton's doing what he's doing. Skelton's doing what he has to do. You know, he's literally getting the wins underneath his belt.
Right.
But like what Matt just said there, they're all scared of literally fighting each. You know, they're fighting amongst each other.
Yes.
Like I said, you know, if they've got any backbone and so forth, you know.
Tell me, Martin, there's a lot of young people who've been watching this on BLT TV.
Okay.
Have you anything? You're being held up as a role model now. You're in a position now where you could, when you speak, people will listen to you. So have you any sort of message to our youth in Ardoyne?
Not only Ardoyne, you know, to all the youth of Belfast, should it be Ardoyne or Shankill or anywhere, you know, whatever way they watch it, they need to seriously take a good look at themselves and what way they're behaving on the streets of today. You know, they have to remember at one stage in their life they're going to get old themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very unfair at the minute the way society is. The children are overrunning the place with, they're taking the street corners and bullying people because that's what they are, they're bullies. And
Your family, your brothers and mother are great role models too, all clean living guys. And
but there's an awful lot of people, even yourself and the guys now, everybody, you know, but at the end of the day, they're standing street corners, their parents know that their kids are out. There's no way that you don't know their child's out and weighing in at 10 o'clock at night drinking WKD or whatever they're drinking. Fact is, the dogs on the street know in every area that they're doing it.
Yes.
Why the parents let them off it, why they're turning the place into a jungle, which it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a safe place for our senior citizens to be able to walk up the street hand in hand and enjoy where they live. But unfortunately, this day and age, we can't do it. We've been through a couple of things there, even in our town, that we lad get stabbed in the head. But if I'm a role model and I'm big enough and ugly enough to step in the ring and do it as a man with my 2 hands, which I'm born with, and these kids in the street, they don't need to go fighting and they don't need to use battles or anything else.
Getting back to the acting career, you've been in a few films, a few Pierce Elliott films, and you've been in Pull and Moves, and you're actually in a few adverts too.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually an advert at the minute.
U105.
And you've got the prison issue uniform on, you're whistling.
yeah.
It's a second time I've
Watch
been in
out for that.
prison. I've been in prison twice and I've been released after half an hour on both occasions and paid for it.
Right. So basically, if the acting and the boxing doesn't work out, you'll always get a job as a Tommy Cooper lookalike. I've had some great days with you. This just
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
one of them. So thanks very much for coming on.
No problem.
Oh.
If I've ever stuck for somebody on the stage, I'll always get you, but you can always brush it.
Martin, good luck. Good
Thanks
luck
very
here,
much,
and
yeah.
hopefully you come back and speak
Thank
to
you
us.
very
Wish you all
much.
the best. Harry, pleasure, absolute pleasure.
Martin, I
Thank
hate
you.
you.